my god.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, CHERNOBYL. Are they real? Are they not? Do they actually have any influence on the world, or is that just a bunch of mumbo jumbo? Not something I really worry about in my day to day. If witches are real, then how does it really affect my life? I don't even know if dudes are allowed to be witches, so I don't even think I could become one. It doesn't matter what I think, because some people out there are super afraid of witches and they blame them for some of the worst things that have ever happened in the world. I mean, I know how we used to be burning witches left, right, and center, and people would get so worked up about it that I've brought you today's lists of top 10 scary disasters thought to be caused by witches. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Also, follow Most Amazing Top 10 on Instagram and Facebook. It's a great way to get to know myself and the other hosts a little bit better. And make sure you stick around for the whole video because I got some crazy ones for the top 3. And without taking any longer, let's get into this list. At number 10, we have Chernobyl. Alright, let's kick off this list with a great one that we've definitely talked about on this channel before, but not in the witch form at all. If you don't know what went down at Chernobyl, well, a big old power plant had a nuclear reactor that exploded and basically released enough radiation to make the whole area unlivable for 200,000 years. This is obviously a huge bummer. That is terrible for the real estate market. But some people swear that when the power plant was up in flames, they saw a demonic winged creature known as the Black Bird. Now, how did the Black Bird come to be? Well, some people think it could have been Mother Nature creating a demonic force to repel the power plant because it was bad for the environment. And other people think that it was summoned by some sort of cult, maybe even a cult that was made by the workers who worked inside the Chernobyl plant. I love how quickly these theories degrade. Like, it starts as a power plant blew up because of the mismanaging of the people working there. Then it goes to the CIA did it as a way to corrupt the Russian infrastructure, and now we've worked all the way down to there's a demonic cult that was working inside of Chernobyl and summoned a demon which led to the end of everything. Things are getting out of hand. At number 9, we have Japanese tsunami. Man, I didn't even know that Japan had a witch culture, but apparently they do. And some of the more superstitious people out there think that this was the cause of the tsunami that hit Japan in March of 2011 after a massive earthquake stirred everything up. Okay, so why did this earthquake and tsunami happen? Well, because tectonic plates move underneath us and sometimes they collide, causing earthquakes, which can then cause a tsunami. So no, that's of course not where these things come from. It was from the supernatural. Most people in the world would blame this natural disaster on Mother Nature, but there's a small group of people that think this was caused by the Kauai witches of Japan. They say that it was the Kauai witches angering the spirits with their witchcraft, which caused them to strike back against the Japanese people. Now, I'm obviously not a scientist, but I'm pretty sure that this whole thing wasn't caused by a bunch of witches, but I'm going to let you at home decide for yourself. Like, if natural disasters were caused by witches, I think Florida would get a lot less hurricanes. I don't think that place is ripe with witches just running around wild, unless witches love crack and alligators. At number 8, we have destroyed homes. Now, this disaster is a lot smaller than the other ones, but I wanted to put something like this on the list because it could personally affect all of you at home. There's a witch's spirit known as Kikimora. She visits people at night, and you always know she's there because she will leave wet footprints around your home. Like when your roommate walks from the bathroom back to his room without drying his feet off properly. You guys know what I'm talking about. Now, if Kikimora comes to visit you and you disrespect her, she will make you pay. She'll start smashing up your home, breaking dishes, even throwing furniture around, and shouting so loud she'll wake you up. So this isn't a huge disaster caused by a witch, but it is a personal one, and I care about you guys. At number 7, we got getting your soul sucked out. Yeah, not exactly how I want to spend my Friday night. This is about the ancient legend of CHERNOBYL. She's from Indian folklore, and she's basically a woman who died during childbirth and got super pissed off and then comes back to life as this vampire witch creature. Some badass things about CHERNOBYL is she rides a tiger, she can sneak into anyone's house at night without them hearing, and she's got six-pack abs. Very cool. Some not so cool things about her: she will sneak into your house at night and suck your soul out through your toes. Dude, why? I don't want anyone sucking on my toes. Please leave my soul alone. And my toes. This is why you gotta be under the covers at night, dude, because demons are trying to suck your toes. clothes. At number 6 we have Haitian poverty. If you're unfamiliar with Haitian history, then I've got to go through a lot for you guys. The country was used as a major slave and spice trading route and colonized by the French. The French controlled Haiti for years until the Haitian people armed themselves and pushed back against the French and became the first country in the Caribbean to gain independence. Now after this, Haiti was able to regroup and start to build a foundation of a stronger nation. It created industries like sugarcane and rum, and as time passed and technology improved, they were able to create a pretty stable tourism industry. Now this was all until the 80s when several corrupt leaders in civil unrest throughout the entire country turned everything in disarray. And then in 2010 the country was hit by a massive earthquake which was devastating to the entire country. Now why did I just tell you all this? Well, voodoo is a form of Haitian religion / witchcraft, and it has to do with them talking to spirits from the other side. Some old legends say that the Haitians used voodoo against the French in 1804 to push them out of the country. It was sort of like an extra backup they had. But the thing with voodoo is, what goes around comes around. So all that dark energy that they used to help fight against the French returned and then turned the country into poverty. At least that's what they say, I don't know. At number 5 we have the fall of Greece. There have been many empires that have come and fallen, and usually it's because the mismanagement of people, or because of war, or because of disease. But some people who followed the old gods believe that the fall of Greece was caused by a lack of faith in Hecate. Hecate was the Greek goddess of witchcraft and is thought to be the be-all end-all of witches. She's like the queen bee of witchcraft. Now many people worshipped her back in the day, but some of the other gods became more popular than Hecate and she was forgotten. Legend says that this angered the god, and because of this she put a curse on the people, sending the empire into disarray, and this is probably the source of Greece's money problems to this day. At number 4 we have your own death. Well, there's not really any bigger disaster than dying. It's kind of the worst thing that can happen to you besides losing your favorite Batman mug. Well, this is apparently all caused by the Moirai. The Moirai are the Sisters of Fate. They're basically like a group of witches that control the loom of fate, which is used to map out the lives of every single person ever created. Their creation is rooted in Greek mythology, and it's said only by meeting the sisters you can change your fate. So basically they're in control of everyone's life, which means they're also kind of in control of a lot of the disasters that have happened. I want to start off by saying that this one isn't really a disaster, but it was also something amazing and it had a hard push of power, so I wanted to include it on the list. In the number 3 spot we have pushing back Hitler, something that was amazing for the entire world but a disaster for the Nazis. During World War II there was a powerful witch by the name of Aleister Crowley. He was one of the biggest forces behind bringing witchcraft back into the forefront. During the attack on England, Aleister gathered a bunch of his fellow witches to perform a seance to push Hitler back and stop them from invading England. Now, I don't want to take away from all the incredible work that the British forces and every other force did in fighting the Nazis, but I thought this was a cool one to throw on the list. Even witches hated Hitler. That's pretty cool. At number 2 we have the Salem witch trial diseases. Back in 1692 there were some pretty questionable trials going on involving witches. People were being executed all over the place because everyone thought they were witches. And why did people think this? Well, there was a disease that was spreading throughout Massachusetts and causing many young women to die horribly. Their bodies would contort in all sorts of weird ways, and many of them had blood run from their face and mouths. No one could figure out why this was happening, so everyone was like, well, it's probably witches. And maybe it was. That's why it's on this list. And at number 1 we have the Black Plague. Alright guys, taking the top spot is the Black Plague. Of course, a huge one. This is one of the greatest disasters known to man. People were dying all over the place and there was no cure in sight. No one knew how to combat this thing or where it was coming from. In some places like Paris, 800 people were dying a day. Dude, this disease was putting up Genghis Khan numbers. Now we all think that the whole plague was caused by Europeans being super unclean and rats running around and spreading sickness. But back then they didn't know what it was, so they started blaming everything on all sorts of different stuff, like God, other people thought it was the end of the world, and a bunch of people thought that it was witches. People all over Europe started killing witches and anyone else who had a religion that didn't fit what they thought was right. These were small-minded people trying to cure a raging sickness. Maybe instead of burning people at the stake, they should have been washing their hands. That probably would have been the smart move, guys. I mean, at least with burning the bodies, it did actually kind of help stop the spread of the sickness. Well, I guess they didn't expect that, but it did happen. Alright everyone, that is our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Also, hit up the comment section. Fill me in with some witchcraft information. I don't know anything about witches. Maybe we do another one of these. We'll do more witch stuff. If you guys like witch things, share witch stuff, do the witch thing. I don't know, you guys know. And if you guys want more Most Amazing Top 10 content, you can check out all the stuff we have on this channel, and you can also hit us up on Instagram and Facebook. It's a great way to get to know all the hosts a little bit better and to get into our social media. Until next time, I've been CHERNOBYL, and if there are any witches out there, can you cast a spell to make me rich and famous? I'm tired of waiting.